Every 15 minutes is a program open to all high schools, the purpose of which is to shock teens sober. Stay tuned.
Welcome to The Better Part, a program by and for seniors and devoted to exploring the many facets of those better years of our lives. The name of our program was inspired by a quotation from Robert Browning. Grow old along with me, the best is yet to be, the last of life for which the first was made.
Since 1995, the Every 15 Minutes program has helped save lives, our teenagers' lives. Our guest today, Virginia Jones, together with sponsor American Medical Response, AMR, is a big part of that success. Saving lives by shocking teens sober is our subject for today. I'm Val Jeffrey, and I'd like to welcome Virginia Jones to The Better Part. Welcome, Virginia.
Thank you for having me.
What is Every 15 Minutes?
Every 15 Minutes is a 2-day DUI prevention program held at our local high schools in Santa Clara County, where we will stage a mock car crash out on the football field and show our teens the consequences of drinking and driving.
Who started the program?
The program was started in '95 by the Chico Police Department, where they were having an increasing number of teen deaths due to drinking and driving. And the California Highway Patrol took that program over and now offers a grant to high schools to put the program on.
So Every 15 Minutes, where did the title come from?
The name Every 15 Minutes came from the fact that every 15 minutes someone was killed in an alcohol-related crash in the United States.
What's your role in the program?
My role in the program is that I coordinate the Every 15 Minute program with my company AMR, with the high school and our local law enforcement and fire department agencies to be able to put this program on.
So the California Highway Patrol, do they have something to do with the program? How are they involved?
Yeah, the CHP offers a $10,000 grant to every school who puts the program on, and that is the cost of having agencies come and the cost of putting the program on and being able to put the 2 days together.
So it must cost some money to put it together. So who funds the program?
Well, the program is funded with the grant from the CHP. It's a reimbursable grant, so the schools, either PTA or Booster Club, will have to front the money ahead of time to be able to put the program on, and then the CHP will reimburse the school for every dollar or penny they spent.
Wow. So, but it's going to a very worthwhile cause. Is the program for all high schools? Am I right in saying that?
Yes, the program can be done at any high school who's interested in doing the program. We do the program throughout Santa Clara County. AMR offers me as the person who will go out and coordinate the program and make sure that it's done the way it's meant to be done, and make sure that we follow the grant that comes from the CHP.
So does each school coordinate the program itself, or are you in charge of that? How does that work?
Yeah, I'm in charge of the program as a whole. We do ask that we have a school liaison who will partner with myself, so that way we can make sure that we are able to give the school what they need or what they feel that their students might need out of the program. And together we work to make sure that all the community gets involved, as well as the school administration, and making sure that everything gets taken care of.
So what specific role does the school have as opposed to the parents have?
Well, the school itself will just offer the school liaison part and making sure somebody's there to work with me. The parent volunteers that we have will sit on separate committees that will help us throughout the process. It's about a 10-month process to get the program to in planning stages. It's about 10 months to get from beginning to end.
So you're always looking for volunteers?
We're always looking for volunteers. We'll take volunteers for all kinds of things, whether it's sitting on a committee and helping us that way, or if it's coming on those specific 2 days and making sure that everything runs smoothly and everything's being done.
How do you actually recruit the school volunteers, the teachers?
Well, we don't really, the program is supposed to be kept a secret.
Okay.
So the only people that really know the program is going on would be that school liaison person and the school administration. Nobody else knows the program's going on. It's very important to keep that aspect of the program a secret. So we get our parent volunteers from the PTA, and they're sworn to secrecy, and that's how we hold our meetings.
The every 15-minute name is kind of striking. How do you measure the success of the program?
We don't really have any way to measure that success. The way I measure the success is that when I get letters back from the teens who participated, or emails from teens or parents who say, you know, what you guys did changed my son's life. What you guys did made my daughter realize that the way she was living her life wasn't a good thing. That's how I measure our success.
So you do hear back from them?
Yeah, definitely. I have a file of emails and letters that we get sent every year from students who say, I loved what I saw, and I'm not going to do those kinds of things anymore.
That's wonderful. Every 15 minutes, that's a shocking statistic. Can you tell by how many minutes it is now as to whether you've improved using the program? Yeah,
back in '95 it was every 15 minutes. Now we're at about every 36 minutes that somebody in the United States is killed in an alcohol-related crash. So we're doing better. It's still not great, but we're doing better.
How many do you do of these things? Do you do one a month? Or?
We do 4 to 6 programs a year. Normally we do them in the springtime because that's when the school feels that drinking and driving is done most of the time because of proms and graduations and things like that. Us at AMR feel that we can do the program at any time during the year because drinking and driving happens all the time. It just doesn't happen during prom or graduation season. So we try to average about 4 to 6 of them a year.
So how does a high school get the program in their school? What should they do? How do they start?
They can start by contacting me. I can come out to their school and give a brief presentation to the administration and or the PTA, answer all the questions that they may have, any concerns about bringing the program to the school that they may have, and then we can just go from there. I can answer their questions, and we can, you know, if they're interested in doing that, we can set them up on the following calendar year and pick a date that works for their school, and we'll start planning.
So you really need a year's notice? If I came to you and said, oh, there's a prom going on in June, would you be able to do that?
No, unfortunately no, because we do have a waiting list. The program has gotten very popular, and a lot of schools want to be able to do this program at their high school. And it's just gotten so big that we have to have unfortunately have to have a waiting list. If I could do them all, we would. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way. So there is a little bit of a waiting list. So probably a year notice or a year advance, and then we'll start planning that school year for the program.
So directly you book the program, you start planning on it, or it would be a couple of months?
Yeah, we normally start planning at the beginning of the school year, August, September, and we'll plan throughout the entire school year until whenever their program is going to be. So normally we do them in March, April, and May.
Is there a cost to the students?
No, no cost to the students, no cost to the parents. The only thing that they would have to do is fill out an application, agreeing to participate in the program and agreeing to participate in the activities that, leading up to the program.
Yeah. Where did you get your wrecked cars from?
Our wrecked cars come from Campbell's Towing. We've been working with them for years. And they're great with us. They know exactly what we need. They know exactly what kind of cars we're looking for. And they offer their services to us for free. We don't pay them anything. And they, I call them up a few weeks before and say, hey, we're doing a program. Can you, bring me a couple of cars? And they say, sure, no problem. And they bring them down to the school and they set them up for us, and our cars are ready to go.
Which communities do you serve, and how far do you go?
We service Santa Clara County as a whole, and we have started going into San Benito County. We have done a couple of programs out in that county also.
Who is the Grim Reaper, and what is his or her function?
Well, we have a couple of Grim Reapers. We have a couple of gentlemen who love to play that role. We have a costume and a scythe for them, and his role is basically to go into the classroom and pick our student out our students who have been chosen to participate in the program, which we call our Living Dead. And his role is to go in and pick out that student, signifying that every 15 minutes somebody in the United States is killed in an alcohol-related crash. And our Grim Reapers, we have a couple. One of them is an EMT with American Medical Response, and another one's a police officer with the San Jose PD.
Yeah, that's what they do in their spare
exactly.
time. Yes. So who are the Living Dead?
The Living Dead are our...
Sound like a pop group.
Yeah, exactly. Our Living Dead are our 24 chosen students who will actually participate in the crash scene. They're chosen as a broad spectrum of the school. Our goal being that when the program is over, they'll come back to school and go to their groups or cliques on campus and share with them what they've learned and how they felt participated in the program.
How far in advance do they actually know that they're part of the Living Dead?
The Living Dead don't find out till about 3 or 4 days before the program. We've found that it's very hard for our teenagers to keep a secret, so we try not to tell them until the very last minute so that the word doesn't get out to the campus.
Well, I tell you what, why don't we just recap on the first day of the program? Tell me what happens through the first day of the program.
On the first day of the program, our Living Dead will show up in the morning, anywhere between 7 and 7:30 in the morning, where they will check in at our command center, as we call it. And there they will drop off their belongings, their sleeping bag and change of clothing and things like that, have a little breakfast, and then they'll be sent to class. While they're in class, that's when our tow cars come and everything's being set up out on the football field, student bodies in class, and then our Grim Reaper goes out and does what we call our Grim Reaper walk. Our Grim Reaper will go out with a team of parents and a uniformed officer, and he will go to each of those 24 Living Dead classrooms and pull the student out of the classroom. And as the student comes out of the classroom, the uniformed officer will enter that classroom and read that student's obituary. And that kind of goes on for the next hour, hour and a half. The students will come back in and have makeup put on, and then we get ready for our crash scene. We'll go out to the football field, we'll set all the kids up ready for the crash, and then the student body is released to the assembly. And we have our mock crash with full 911 response, police, fire, ambulance, coroner, and we run it like it would normally be run out in real life.
Do the teens really, do you think, take it seriously that first day, or is there a little bit of giggling, or, you know, the stage makeup?
Right. I think there's a little bit of giggling in the stands. You can hear a little, you know, giggles here and there, and I like to think that that's just a nervous giggle because they're not sure what's going on or not really quite sure what's happening. Once the crash starts, they may kind of go, oh yeah, you know, this is every 15 minutes. We kind of heard about this before. So there's a little nervous laughter in the beginning. Our Living Dead take it very seriously. They get into their roles and they do what they need to do.
Do you think they really do keep it a secret?
You know, I've found that they do, unless they have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. They like to tell the, you know, boyfriend or girlfriend that, you know, don't be surprised if I don't call you tonight, you know, because this is what I'm doing. So.
And you're videotaping this the whole time, all the way through?
Yes, we videotape from beginning to end, and we put together about a 12-minute video of the day's events.
So after the first day, I understand there's a night retreat.
Correct.
Can you just walk us through that?
Sure. The retreat, after the crash is over, we bring the kids back to our command center where they can clean up and wipe off the makeup. They have a little lunch. And then we take them to an overnight retreat where we spend the night. There we do team building activities. We have guest speakers. We do poster drawing. And then the most important thing we do that night is our letter writing. And we have 12 chaperones that consist of all the different departments who participated. They volunteer their time to come and spend the night with the kids. And we do all our activities that night.
What's letter writing?
The letter writing is a letter that starts off by saying, Dear Mom and Dad, every 15 minutes somebody in the United States dies of an alcohol-related collision. Today I died. These are the things I never got to tell you. And the Living Dead will write a letter to their mom and dad saying whatever it is that they feel that they need to say. And we have found that with those letters, it has brought the children or the students and their parents closer together.
Do all the parents participate?
Yes, it is a requirement that the parents participate, because while our crash is going on, our officers and counselors will go out to give our parents a mock death notification. So they know it's coming, and they know that, you know, they're going to receive this notification, and the officer will go to the home, knock on the door, and let mom and dad know that their son or daughter was just killed in a car crash.
Okay.
And we send a counselor or a chaplain along just in case they need somebody to talk to.
So I open my door and there's a policeman standing at my doorstep, and he gives me a letter. What does the letter say?
Well, he won't get the parent won't get the letter. They would just get the notification from the officer.
Notification,
yeah,
okay.
letting them know that their son or daughter was just killed in a car crash.
How do the parents usually take it?
Even though they know that it's coming, they know that it's fake, we call them the night before to remind them, don't forget, the officer will be at your home at this time. It's still very emotional for them, because once they drop their student off in the morning, they don't see them again till the next day, after the second day of assembly. So it's still very emotional for them.
You said that it was a 2-day program, so
Correct.
you've told us about the first day and the night time. Tell me about the second day.
The second day, we'll get up in the morning, have breakfast, and we take the students back to school. Our second day assembly is a mock funeral. We will hold a funeral in the gym for the living dead who participated in the crash the day before. And there we will have a casket, we have flowers, we have a bagpiper, we do a processional, and we have a main guest speaker that will speak to the student body.
So everything's donated. The piper donates his time.
Correct.
The casket and the flowers are all donated by local businesses,
Correct.
presumably. So what reaction do the rest of the kids have when the living dead actually appear again? When do they appear again?
They don't appear again until the funeral time. Once it's funeral time, the student body has piled into the gym. We're getting ready to start our second day assembly. Then the bagpiper will start to play, and you see him or her walk in, and then the casket comes in, and then the living dead come in, and then all of us dressed up, and you know, all the agencies that participated come in, and everybody sits down, and then our assembly will get started. So it gets very quiet. You can hear a pin drop once that bagpiper starts to play.
Is it also spontaneous? Do the teens, when they realise that they've lost a classmate, do they write letters? Do they show their emotions in any way?
They do. We actually hold what we call a peer retreat. So the living dead will give us the names of 2 of their friends, and we will invite them to a little retreat we hold after school, after the crash. And there they also will write a letter to their friend saying the things that they wanted to say before their friend was killed. And we give them the opportunity to ask questions. We give them the opportunity to let us know how they feel, if there's any emotions that they may have. And we do the same thing for the parents. The parents can come to a retreat also, where they will also write a letter to their son or daughter, and they get to discuss how they felt that day and any emotions that they may be feeling.
What kind of things do they say? I don't want to put you on the spot, but
the parents are very emotional. I think a lot of them are more emotional than they think they would be, because they know that it's fake and they know it's not real. But it's just oh my God, what if that really did happen to me, or what if that really did happen to my child? You know, you always have that little thing in the back of your mind. So I think a lot of them are surprised by how they feel. But it gives them the opportunity to write that letter to their son or daughter and say things that they may have never said before.
Every 15 minutes is obviously growing. You've got more work than you can handle by
Correct.
the sound of it. Do the teens, are they your biggest supporters and mention it, or how do you get the word out?
Yeah, word of mouth is the big thing. I have been approached by kids who want to bring the program to their school, and have done everything that they could possibly do to get their administration to say yes. And sometimes there's things hindering the school from not being able to do the program, with different activities and things like that that they're doing. So sometimes, you know, we can't do that. But the kids do really, really want to have, you know, this program at their schools. They feel that you know, some of their classmates can really benefit from having a program like this.
Yeah. And you say you video both days and the retreat, the night retreat?
We
or?
just video the crash part. We video
Okay.
the crash. We video the death notifications, what goes on at the jail and what happens at the hospital and at the county morgue. That way we can put that together throughout the night. The video is put together, so it has to be done within less than maybe 16 hours. It has to be put together, and we show that video to the student body at the funeral, because you know, when they come to the crash, all they see is the crash. They don't get to see what happens at the other departments.
So someone volunteers to video it and edit it and has it ready for the next day?
Yes, it's actually some EMTs and paramedics from AMR who have learned to use the computer programs, and my boss has been very generous to buy some video equipment for us, and they go out and they videotape everything. They stay up all night, and they're normally done by 6 in the morning.
Do they really go to the morgue and the hospital and the police station?
Yes, they do. We have a drunk driver who gets at the crash scene, gets booked and taken downtown to the main jail, and gets to feel how it would feel if this really happened to them. And we have a person who goes down to the county morgue where their parents have to come there to identify his or her body. And then we have our 2 injured that go down to Valley Medical Center.
So the parents actually go to the morgue and their child is laying on a table.
Correct.
All with stage makeup on.
Correct.
They can't help but react to that, I wouldn't think.
Exactly, right, yeah, it's very emotional.
And the teen that's laying there, seeing their parents react like that.
Right.
So we really are shocking teens sober,
We are,
right?
really, yes.
Yeah. So the casket and the mock funeral, how do the students react to that? I mean,
you know, the day before, like we talked about, is a little bit of a giggle. I think it's a nervous giggle because they're not sure. Once the second day assembly starts and they really see the impact, and they see not only the living dead are crying, but their parents are crying, and some of the officers are crying, and then, you know, the student body is crying because they're seeing all the emotions and how everybody's feeling. I think it really changes their perspective of how, you know, something like this can happen to them or their family.
touches every volunteer that comes.
Correct.
Everyone will spread the word. How does the demeanor of the teens change from very first day to the end of the program? Can you see a difference in their reactions and their absorbing of the information that's coming to them?
Yeah, the living dead really take what we do seriously, and they're very good about asking. They have lots of questions and they want to know lots of things, and it is explained to them that, you know, our hope is that they'll go and they'll teach their peers what they learned and what they saw and how their parents felt going through something like this. So, you know, and we hear back from the administration of the school that says, you know, they're still talking about it months later. They're still discussing what they just saw, and, you know, and they love the program.
Why did you get into this? What made you want to do this?
Wow, you know, I got involved just as a volunteer with AMR, just kind of going and helping wherever I could. And then I just took a more active role, and I decided that it was something that I wanted to do. I really liked being with the kids. I really liked being able to work with the different agencies, because everybody is just so wants to be such, you know, part of the program. So I just, you know, kind of took over that coordination role and kind of went with it.
Are there other groups around the country, or are you the only group?
No, every 15 minutes is nationwide, but in California, I think the CHP gives out about 50 to 60 of these grants a year. So it does happen throughout the state of California.
Okay, and you cover Santa Clara County?
And San Benito County.
San Benito County. And obviously there's lots of agencies who support this program in our community. Would you like to recognize some of those? You have the opportunity to thank them.
You know, there are so many. Every agency, every law enforcement agency, and every fire department, and the mortuaries, and the tow company, all, you know, donate their service in one way or another. And there's multiple agencies, as the Santa Clara County is huge. The biggest supporter of this program, I would say, would be the California Highway Patrol, American Medical Response, and Santa Clara County Fire, the San Jose Police Department, San Jose Fire Department. Those are the biggest, agencies that come out and will help us no matter what high school it is, no matter what jurisdiction it is, whether it's their jurisdiction or not. They volunteer their time to come and help me put the program on.
And do you do it rain, shine, snow, whatever?
We will do it rain or shine. We have done it in the rain before, but if it's a really bad pouring down rain, we'll still do it. We won't bring the student body out. We'll just film it and show it the next day. But those of us who have committed our 10 months, we'll continue to do it.
What do you think is the biggest thing about this program that you enjoy the most, that you think's doing the most good?
The biggest thing for me is that education of the teens. It's very surprising sometimes that some of the stuff they don't know or some of the stuff they don't realize. You would think with all the different TV shows and things that they would know that this is kind of the thing that happens, but when it's done to them or it's shown to them, then they kind of realize, oh, okay, this can happen to me.
Yeah, it's a very, very worthwhile program. And I thank you for coming on The Better Part. I thank you for all the work you're doing in the community. You're saving lives. You're saving our grandkids' lives.
Well, thank you very
So
much.
I want to thank you very much and keep up the good work.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
The Every 15 Minutes program saves lives. The Better Part is pleased to have been able to bring information to you about the Every 15 Minutes program. Please help us spread the word in our community. If you would like a copy of Shock Teens Sober, our program today, or any of the Better Part programs, please contact us at the Cupertino Senior Center, 408-777-3150, or visit our website, thebetterpart.com. Programs are available on DVD or VHS. Selected shows are also available through the Santa Clara Library System. Thank you for watching.